Thanks for coming back. Today was day 8 of the Loft conversion challenge.
So today the roof structure has been completed. So picking up from where we were yesterday, along the top here, the ridge tiles have been put in place, and the final section of the front tiling for the roof has been done. We saw yesterday that they were fitting the edge to this. That's all been completed now. We'll have a look at the finish on that in a bit more detail in a minute. And also the front skirt down into the gutter has been put into place. Yesterday we saw that they were still being fitted, so the gutter is now been finalised. The fall here is running away to the centre point where the house meets the next door neighbour's house, because that's where the downpipe is, and from this corner it also runs to the back where the second downpipe is. So we go around, have a look at the finish on the tiles. Yesterday we saw there were some gaps between the tiles and the battens, the structure that it's sitting on. You can see now that this has all been completely filled in with sand cement mixture. So we've got everything is completely watertight and all been completely filled through. So that's all the way up to the ridge tile here at the top, which has been completely filled, and then you can see all down this side we've now got everything has been filled completely all the way through to the bottom. And this lead work has also been formed more into place, so we've now got the vertical tiles, the water will run down them, hit the lead. There's a tile underneath the lead here, so if it does manage to get over, it's still not going to penetrate into the house, and then all the way down, and that will take it through to the gutter at the front. And we see along the top here, the ridge tiles have been put on. These are actually clipped in place. You can see the clip on the top, so all the way along here these are actually clipped, and the reason they're not cemented down is that there's to allow cross circulation of air. So we've got a gap here, an air vent, so the air, rather than becoming trapped and creating moisture and problems internally, we've got air ventilation all the way across both sides of the ridge. So if moisture and air is building up inside the roof, if it gets hot when people are living here, this will be able to allow a bit of ventilation and allow that moisture to evaporate out, rather than being trapped at the top of the roof and causing condensation and damp and other issues. And it's the same with the dormer roof. There is ventilation in the top of this also, so that if air does come up and it's moist and it's getting trapped, the hot air is rising, it will travel all the way along here, up through to these vents and out into the atmosphere to make sure there's no problems. Now going on to the dormer roof, this has now been finished with the top coat. We'll have a look over here. I can show you the top coat before we have a good look at the roof. We had a look at this yesterday when it was, before it was opened. So this is the Pro GRP Top Coat. You can see there. Now this stuff, it comes pre-made, and you add the hardener. So this stuff here, you add this into the mix, and then there's chemical reaction, and that stuff then starts to set. So you've got a limited amount of time. I've got probably a couple of hours to work with this stuff. You can see here, this is what's left. It's starting to become a bit more jelly-like. It's a bit thicker than you'd like to be using, so that's actually can't be used anymore. But on the top of the roof here, from what we saw yesterday, this has had 2 coats of the top coat. So if you do a bit of close up, you can see that this is quite a thick paint-like substance, and it's been put all the way along the edge. This was the plastic that we looked at yesterday, which is fiberglass, which is hollow, but this has now been completely covered in the top coat, and this top coat's been applied all the way across the top of the dormer roof. So we saw yesterday that this was a plyboard structure, which we then applied the fiberglass on top of, and then the resin was put on top of the fiberglass to secure it all down and make it more watertight. And this top coat is really just sealing everything into place. So it's been applied all the way across the whole surface and on all this edging. You can see that it's complete surface. So 2 coats has been applied to this. So first thing this morning, there was the first coat was applied, and that took a couple of hours to go off and set. And now the second coat is drying. So by tomorrow morning, this will be rock hard. This basically will set rock hard, and then will form an impenetrable waterproof surface. So this has got a 20-year guarantee, this GRP material. So once it's in place, as long as it's been put on in the right conditions, and today we've got a really good day for it. It's a mild day, it's not particularly cold, there's no frost or snow or any issues like that. So this is perfect environment for this to set. It's not too hot. So this is now probably already waterproof, but you won't be able to walk in it, it's still tacky. But once this has finally set, then we will have the finished roof surface. So what we've got up here then now is a completely finished roof structure. So yesterday this window here was unfinished. We've now applied all of the lead around the frame of this. So yesterday this was still the batten structure you could see into here. This is now completely finalised. So the windows are coming next week. They'll be fitted. So once they're in, everything will be completely watertight. Got a nice little bit of finish in here. We didn't mention before on the corner. But basically the roof structure is now all watertight, in place. The windows are in on the front elevation. The windows will be in on the side and the back this time next week. And we're now moving towards the internal finish over the next couple of weeks.